Right now you are hearing me speak through the NearStream AM35U USB microphone, and if you are looking for crystal clear sound with real-time monitoring, RGB lights and built-in AI noise cancellation, then this might just be the microphone for you. Now for a more budget-oriented microphone, the AM35U actually packs quite a punch. It does have a number of important features. Now shout out and thank you to NearStream for sending me this review sample so that I could test out the microphone and share some thoughts with you. So let's take a look inside the box. We have our user manual and then we have the microphone itself. And first impressions taking hold of this, it actually feels like a decent bit of kit. It's definitely got more weight to it than I expected. So yeah, very pleased with that. However, it's certainly not the largest profile microphone. It does come with the plosive guard here, which is cool. And I thought I forgot to include my cable there, but it was in fact in the same bag that the microphone came in. It wasn't in the box separately. And yeah, just a standard USB-C to Type A cable here. One thing about the Type A connector, you can actually remove that to reveal another Type C. So if the device you're plugging into, such as your PC, has a Type C port that you'd prefer to use, you can absolutely do so. And just to confirm, on the bottom of the mic, we have the USB-C connector. And over here we have a 3.5mm connector for headphones. So that's the package. Pretty basic package, but everything we need to get this mic set up and running. So let's talk about some features, and straight off the bat we have 24-bit audio here so that the AM35U is able to give us that rich and detailed sound. The mic itself has been designed with a cardioid polar pattern, meaning it is going to be focused on your voice and is naturally going to dissipate that background noise. However, we'll talk more about background noise in a little bit because there's some AI features here which I think actually work quite well. And the built-in pop filter, as we saw in the unboxing, does help with those plosives. So all in all, what sort of sound quality can we expect? Well, check this out. Here's just a standard mic test with the NearStream USB microphone, about a foot, maybe a foot and a half away from where I am speaking. So what does the quality of this audio sound like to you? This is just a standard typical use, no post-processing on the audio in editing. This is straight as it has been recorded by the microphone. What do you think of the audio quality? Now, before we get into further tests, let's just talk about the design itself, because I'm a big fan of the smaller form factor here that NearStream have given us. Especially, you know, if you have a desk, you're trying to manage other things or the peripherals like your keyboard and mouse, having some of the large microphones that you can get, they're not always ideal, whereas this is going to be far less intrusive. We have the stand as well, which is included, and yes, the base of this is metal, which is nice, especially at this price point. And there is adjustability here as well, so that you can angle the microphone towards your mouth. And then we have two control knobs. The top one is for controlling the actual gain of the mic, and the bottom one is for controlling the audio monitoring. So we saw we had that headphone jack at the bottom. What's great about that is you use that for real-time audio monitoring with no latency, so you can hear exactly what your audience are going to hear when you speak through the microphone. And that's just going to make adjusting this and getting the settings right an absolute breeze. So there is also a single control button which is multifunctional. Now what you can do with this is, first of all, just hold it down for a second and that will turn the microphone on or off depending on what state it is currently in. If you want to just not hold it down but just tap that button, you can then cycle through the different RGB effects of the microphone. But perhaps one of my favourite features with this button is if you double tap it, you will change the LED on the button from green to blue, and that will indicate that the AI noise reduction has been enabled. Now, I want to test out noise cancellation, but I am in a bit of a quiet environment here. There isn't actually any ambient noise, so to speak. Fortunately, I come prepared. I have this turbo-powered fan here. So I'm going to get this turned on. Make sure it's on the high setting. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. This thing is going to pelt out now. Really, really noisy fan. We're going to put that fairly close to the microphone. But what I'm going to do is enable the noise cancellation with a double click of a button on the microphone. That's all I need to do. And now noise cancellation is enabled. I've got a fan blasting down over the microphone here, a situation you will probably never find yourself in, but let's give it the absolute worst of the worst situation that you might need to work in with this mic. How does this sound? But I think because the package comes complete, you get the metal desk stand, the RGB, the pop filter, the AI noise cancellation, along with that 24-bit audio. I think it's actually a really impressive product considering the budget price point. And as I mentioned in the unboxing, the actual microphone itself doesn't feel to be cheap quality. It's got a bit of weight to it. And I do believe that this mic will be a great choice for many users. But what do you think about the AM35U? Have you tried this microphone? If so, please do share your thoughts. But thank you so much for checking out the video. Hopefully this quick product review has been helpful to you, and I'll see you soon.